Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I can't believe it's finally March. I'm really excited to be back with you guys in this chair, talking through some of my favorites from the month of March. So I really hope that you guys enjoy. Basically, the entire month of March was comprised of our wedding and our honeymoon. So, leading to today's video, basically the majority of the stuff I have to talk about is entertainment and wedding stuff. So I'm going to do the entertainment stuff first. That way if you guys want to skip out of the wedding stuff, that you're more than welcome to. But yeah, I just really wanted to show some stuff for you guys from the best day ever. And for our honeymoon, it was kind of cold, so we spent a lot of days inside kind of just chilling and watching Netflix, which was perfect for us because we spend the majority of our time like working and stuff, so it was nice just to take a nice break. And I just wanted to tell you guys about some of my favorites, so that's what I'm here to do today. So the first thing that I have for you guys in the realm of entertainment is a show called Nailed It on Netflix, and you guys have already heard me talk about this because we did the Nailed It challenge last week. But basically, Nailed It is a show on Netflix that is it's about some amateur bakers that try to recreate some Pinterest worthy desserts, and I just think it is such a hilarious show. The what's her name, the host, Nicole, is really funny, and one of the judges, I think his name is Jacques, as like stereotypical French as it is, I feel like his name is Jacques, but he's like the French chef there. He's really funny as well, and yeah, it was just such a good show. It was really funny. It was a really chill show, like if you just like want to relax. It was really good, and there's only like 6 episodes, and I think that they're like 20 minutes each, so it should be pretty easy for you guys to get through if you'd like to watch it. So I definitely recommend Nailed It on Netflix. And Netflix, if you're watching, I would really like a second season, so please bring it back. And then the next show I have for you guys is called Zumbo's Just Desserts, which was also on Netflix, and it's basically the exact opposite of Nailed It. It's a group of amateur bakers, however they are very talented. They're like self-taught bakers, so they are really good at like pastries and everything of that nature, and they are basically in a competition with Zumbo, a very famous pastry chef in Australia, I believe. But he is a very famous pastry chef who creates tons of amazing desserts. And I think there's like 12 episodes, and they're like 45 minutes to an hour each, I think. But they're so good. They're really interesting to watch. I really like watching all their desserts. And to be honest, there were some characters that drove us kind of nuts by the middle of it, which you guys can probably guess who they were by the time that you watch the show. But it was such a good show, and we really enjoyed it, so I definitely recommend checking out Zumbo's Just Desserts, and that is on Netflix as well. The next thing I have for you guys is a movie, and it's called When We First Met, which is also a Netflix movie, and it was just so good. It was about a guy who basically his best friend is getting married, and he kind of has like these thoughts about like wishing that he was the one to marry her and not the other guy. So he basically travels back in time, and he tries to like fix it so that he's with her and not the other guy. And it's a really cute story. It has like a twist at the end that I definitely did not see coming, but it was really sweet and really cute. And to be honest, the main character is a little bit like overwhelming at times. He reminded Blake and I of Jack Black. He's just like really over the top, but everybody else was really great. He was great too, just like a lot to handle at once, you know? But it was just a really cute story, and I really enjoyed it. So that, I think it was called When We First Met, and it was on Netflix. Okay, so I also have 2 books for you today, and the first one that I have is called The Wedding, and excuse me. And this book I actually talked about a couple of favorites back, but I promised I would tell you guys how I ended up liking it in the end. And I finally got around to finishing it, but don't judge me because I had a lot of wedding planning to do. So basically this book was really sweet. It was very heartfelt. It's a Nicholas Sparks book. I'll be honest and say it wasn't like as addicting as I thought it would be with a Nicholas Sparks book, but it was still really great. It was very interesting to see like a different perspective from from a point of view of somebody who's a lot older than me, in a story that's a lot different from my life at this time. But basically, if you don't remember, this is the story of Noah and Allie from The Notebook, their daughter Jane and her husband Winston, and basically they're kind of like falling out of their marriage, so Winston tries to rekindle their romance and their love by planning the wedding of their daughter Anna. And there's a twist at the end that, to be honest, I saw coming, but it was still really sweet and I really enjoyed reading it, and it's just a really great book. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking this one out if you are looking for a heartfelt romance. It's called The Wedding and it's by Nicholas Sparks. This next one, guys, The Cream Puff Murder by Joanne Fluke. Guys, I literally cannot say enough about this book. I loved it so much. I literally read it within like 2 or 3 days because I just could not put it down. It's so good. It's a murder mystery. It is about a girl named Hannah Swenson from Minnesota, and somebody in her town gets murdered, and basically she tries to help out with solving that murder case, and it's just a really good book. And the thing I like about these books is it's actually like a set of like 22 books right now, and I think she's actually writing more. But they're kind of like Nancy Drew, where you can just pick up any book and you're not going to really get lost in the story. So I really like that aspect of it, because this book is actually from my thrift store haul video. I got it from Goodwill, but I didn't feel like I missed anything. This is actually book like number 16 or something like that. I could be totally off on that number, by the way. I'm just guessing. But yeah, it's a really, really good book. I love this series. Like, I love it. It has recipes inside. I find Hannah very relatable. I have already read another one in the series, and I have another one on its way from Amazon right now. So they're very, very good. They're very addicting. And this one has to be my favorite so far, The Cream Puff Murder, because it is about Hannah getting into shape. Which is just really funny. Her telling her story. She, like, one part in the story, like, her sister says, "What did you have for dinner last night?" And Hannah said, "Oh, I had a sausage." But she didn't mention that the sausage was actually pepperoni on a pizza, and that she also had garlic bread with it. So Hannah's my kind of girl. What can I say? And guys, like, honestly, I cannot say how much I love these books. And if you're looking for something good to read, these are the books to go to. And there's, like, so many that you can choose from. So yeah, Cream Puff Murder by Joanne Fluke. Love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. 11 out of 10 would recommend. You know what, like, probably 15 out of 10 would recommend. I just really love this book. Next I have a beauty thing for you guys. So the only beauty thing that I have for you this month is the Clue app, and this is a period tracker on your iPhone. There's probably an Android version, I'm not really sure, but I wanted to include that this month because this has been really helpful for me revolving around my wedding. The Clue app is very helpful when it comes to just determining when your period is going to be. And the Clue app is very helpful for me because I struggle with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which I was diagnosed with in the 9th grade. And basically what happened was I was really struggling with my period. I would get it very frequently, a lot more frequently than my roommates, and my roommates started to notice because I would say, "Oh, I'm just so hungry from my period," like, "Oh, I'm just so tired from my period," and they just thought it was so weird that I had my period quite often and that I struggled with such serious PMS. And so I went to the doctor and I told her exactly what was happening. That was one of the craziest times of my life. I could gain 10 to 15 pounds the week of my period, and then I would lose it all like 2 days after. It was extreme and very dramatic, and I still struggle very, very strongly with premenstrual dysphoric disorder. I get very extreme bloating, and I also have very extreme cravings. There's a lot that goes into it, but basically premenstrual dysphoric disorder is extreme PMS. So I literally for my period get so bloated, and I eat like a crazy amount of food. I can eat an entire pizza and then eat a bag of chips, a watermelon, and then like a gallon of ice cream, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. I cannot stop eating. And it's very hard, but the Clue app has made it a lot easier on my life. I feel very crazy sometimes, like I get very emotional, I get very moody, and it's nice to be able to go into the Clue app and it tells me exactly how how I should be feeling on this day and how I have felt in previous months. So sometimes I have like a headache and I like put it in my Clue app, and then I go back and I see that I had it every other day of that cycle day for my previous periods. So it's very, very helpful. When you go in, it will show you the cycle chart, and then it will show you, you can enter your data, and then after that you can go into your calendar and we'll show you previous days. There's so many different symptoms that you can track on the Clue period tracker. You can track the amount of bleeding that you have, you can track your symptoms, you can track your protection for sex, you can track a whole bunch of different things on there, which is very, very important for your health. And it also tells you when your period is late, or it tells you when you have different health things that should be addressed. And I honestly cannot recommend it enough for if you are a woman and you really are struggling with it, or even if you're not. It's just a really good thing to have on your phone to talk to a doctor about if they're asking about your periods and everything else. So I really recommend checking it out. And if you look on the App Store, it is just called Clue Period Tracker. So yeah, that is my beauty for you this month. So moving on to wedding, guys. So the first thing that I have is this robe, and this robe is actually from a Amazon seller called Mr. and Mrs. Wright. And I got this robe along with some other ones for my bridesmaids. I think I got a set of 7, which was the white one for me, and then 5 blue ones for my bridesmaids, and then 1 blue one for my flower girl. And I bought these all for like $110, I want to say, so they weren't that expensive. And my bridesmaids get to keep the robes, and I get to keep the robe. But they're very, very soft, and they're also very long, which is helpful because I am very tall, so I really don't like having my butt hanging out, which is very typical for robes because they're usually pretty short. But I really recommend them if you are looking, ladies. They are a lot cheaper than a lot of other robes that you'll find online, and I just really, really like them. And the pictures came out great, and I was very comfortable on my wedding morning. So cannot recommend these enough. And just look how beautiful the print is on them. And this is the exact same print that was on my girls, except theirs were blue. So I really like these a lot. Next up, I have our wedding guest book. So actually we did a map for our wedding guest book because our theme was travel themed, and I really, really love this canvas. I got it from an Etsy shop called Alphabet Canvas, and it was just really perfect. I really, really love it. I'm very happy with it. So basically it says our names on it, and then it says the year that we got married. And it's just perfect because it cost $100, so it is a little bit pricier. However, it does come already hung on the canvas, which, as you will know, canvas costs a lot of money, like a lot of money. So to have this arrive in the mail just like this, all I had to do is take it out of the packaging and place it on the welcome table for people to sign. It does not get any easier than that, and I really love it so, so much. So I really recommend checking it out. And again, it's called Alphabet Canvas, the shop, and it is from Etsy. So I really, really loved it. Oopsies. Okay, next I wanted to just quickly talk about my wedding ring. So my wedding ring is also from Etsy, from a place called Enviro Jewelry. And I'm going to be linking all this stuff in the description box down below. But my ring is... Alright guys, sorry if you're at a slightly different angle right now, but my camera just died. So the next thing I wanted to show you was my wedding ring. And this I actually purchased off of Etsy for $200 from a shop called Enviro Jewelry. And I just really, really love it. It's very delicate, very small, which is what I wanted, very simple. And like I said, it only cost $200, so it was very, very cheap. It wasn't a bad price at all, and I really, really, really love it. So if you're looking for a simple or budget-friendly wedding ring, Etsy is the place to go. I'm just saying. The next thing I wanted to tell you about is an app called Wedding Wire. It is also on the computer. It is a wedding planning website, and it also helps you create your own wedding website, and I loved Wedding Wire so much. It gave me a checklist of exactly everything that I needed to do. It gives you a list of vendors that you could possibly use. It is so very helpful. You can put all your guests in there, and then when they visit your wedding website, they can RSVP. It's so helpful. It keeps you very organized, and I really enjoyed using it. So if you're planning a wedding, Wedding Wire is the one that I would recommend checking out. And then also, guys, I would recommend checking out Wonderable. So that is a honeymoon fund page, and I really enjoyed using it because it like we have a lot of stuff for our home already, so we just wanted to put more money towards the honeymoon since we didn't have a lot of money for our honeymoon. And it ended up working out so great because we had a lot of money put towards our honeymoon that we got to use, and it works out so good because even if there aren't things that you don't get to, if there are things that you don't get to use, like we didn't get to go snorkeling and stuff because it ended up being cold, that's money that you get to either use on other stuff for your honeymoon or you can take back home with you. So it's very, very nice to have, and it's very easy to use. Basically you just create your own page and then it will go through and you can put every single thing that you would like to have on your honeymoon. And it's really cool because people can say they bought you like breakfast for your honeymoon, which is really nice. And I tried a lot of different sites and that was the best one that I could find. And it has very low fees, very low cost, and I just really, really liked it. So it was really great to use, and that is called wonderable.com, and I would recommend checking it out if you're looking for a honeymoon fund. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed my video. I really, really, really thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these favorites from this month, and I'm really excited for next month. I already have a list going to tell you guys all about April. Please let me know what you think about vlogs on Thursday and main channel videos on Tuesday. I'd love to hear back some feedback from you guys. And yeah, leave a thumbs up in the comment section if you have stayed all the way till the end of this video. I'm so proud of you. I really thank you for your support, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!